Taylor Swift Eras Tour is the highest grossing tour of all time, and it didn't happen because she's talented. The world is full of talented artists who never fill a stadium. Here's why this matters. If you've ever been passed over while someone else was promoted, you're losing to the exact same principle, and nobody ever taught it to you. It's called strategic visibility. And in this video, I'm going to share the 4 moves of strategic visibility. I call them the 4 T's, a practical system for making sure your most impactful work is seen, understood, and valued by the right people without bragging, without politics, and without compromising your integrity. My name is Stephanie Hessler. I'm an executive leadership coach, and I work with senior leaders at the director, VP, managing director, and above who feel like their advancement has stalled or their leadership isn't being recognized at the level they know they're capable of. Before coaching, I was a vice president in investment banking and the investment business, working with CEOs, CFOs, and high-level strategic teams on billions of dollars of financial transactions. And I saw something that changed how I think about advancement. The people who rose weren't always the hardest workers. Decisions about who got promoted were built on relationships, perception, alignment, and advocacy. Early in my career, I believed in meritocracy. Work hard, deliver results, and the recognition will follow. I learned the rules the hard way. And for the last 12 years, I've been helping smart, successful leaders learn those rules without compromising who they are. Like my client, an investment banker who'd been passed over for a promotion. Through our work together, she changed how her impact was seen and earned her promotion to managing director. Or my client at a Fortune 100 company who once felt undervalued and is now recognized as a visionary leader. I've put together a free download for you, the Strategic Visibility Quick Reference Guide. Everything I'm sharing in this video laid out so you can use it this week. The link is in the description. And before we dive in, if you'll do me a favor and hit the subscribe button, it helps me grow this channel and offer more free content like this. So here's the question. Why do some talented leaders keep rising while others equally talented, equally hardworking get stuck? You were taught to work hard and deliver results and the recognition would follow. I believed it too, but it's not how executive decisions are made. Harvey Coleman spent years studying how people actually advance in organizations. In his book, Empowering Yourself, The Organizational Game Revealed, he found that career advancement comes down to 3 factors. He called it PIE, P-I-E, performance, image, exposure. And here's the part that surprises people. Performance, the quality of your work, counts for about 10%. Image, how people perceive you, about 30%. And exposure, who knows you, who understands your contributions, who advocates for you when you're not in the conversation, 60%. Now, before you push back, Coleman isn't saying performance doesn't matter. Performance gets you in the game, but to get your slice of the pie, you must be actively involved in improving your exposure. And this is where strategic visibility matters. A study by Christine Exley at Harvard and Judd Kessler at Wharton found something striking. Men and women performed equally on the same test, but when asked to describe their own performance, women consistently rated themselves lower than equally performing men. And here's the part I can't stop thinking about. The gap persisted even when women knew exactly how well they'd done. So it's not confidence, it's a self-promotion problem. And it matters because how you describe yourself and your work influences hiring, compensation, and promotions. But here's the good news for everyone. Strategic visibility is a skill you can learn, and I'm going to give you the system. Strategic visibility means your most impactful work is seen, understood, and valued by the right people, especially senior leaders. You might be operating under the assumption, do great work and the work will get noticed. But senior leaders are overloaded with information and scanning for what matters. If you don't connect your work to what they care about, the dots won't connect themselves. And here they are, the 4 T's. Let's walk through each one. Move number 1, translate. Turn effort into outcomes. Many high achievers describe their work in effort language. What they did, how long it took, how hard it was. Senior executives think in outcome language. What changed because you led? Here's the question I teach every client. And if you've seen my video, How Top Leaders Get Their Time Back, you'll recognize it. Of everything I accomplished this week, what one thing would the CEO find most valuable? You're identifying strategic impact, not effort. Then say it in outcome language. For example, I identified a reporting gap that was overstating costs by $2 million and corrected it before the board review. Or I negotiated vendor terms that freed $450,000 in this fiscal year's budget. Feel the difference? That outcome language becomes the foundation of your weekly updates, your one-on-ones, your executive communications, and eventually your promotion conversations. Remember my client, the investment banker who'd been passed over? When she started translating her contribution into outcomes, senior leaders finally saw what she was capable of all along. The promotion to managing director followed. This week, I encourage you to take one status update and rewrite it in outcome language. Move number 2, target. Be visible to the right people. Visibility to everyone is exhausting and unnecessary. Visibility to the right people is strategic. So ask yourself, who actually shapes the decision about your next level? These people are your elevation allies, the senior leaders, cross-functional executives, and influencers who shape decisions. Then understand what they care about. Strategic outcomes, value creation, enterprise priorities, reducing risk. When you communicate at that level, you become part of their world. So your action is write down the 3 to 5 people whose confidence in you will decide your next promotion. So you're targeted in how you spend your visibility energy. Move number 3, traction. Build visibility 1 week at a time. Here's where most people get visibility wrong. They treat it like an annual event, something that happens at review time. But by the time reviews come around, the story about you has already been written. Visibility requires a weekly investment. Start with one moment every week where you shape the narrative instead of responding to it. Every week, ask yourself, where will I create strategic visibility this week? Where will I communicate progress, a decision, or a direction so the right people understand my leadership and my impact? One of my clients, a VP at a major financial firm, came to me frustrated. On paper, she was checking every box, strong results, long hours, a team that respected her and delivered. But when promotion decisions were being made, nobody was saying her name. As we worked together, we uncovered that it wasn't her performance holding her back. It was a single relationship she'd been sidestepping. A senior leader in her own division she'd never really connected with. So she stopped avoiding and started scheduling. That first meeting turned into a second, and then traction. And then less than 60 days later, that same leader tapped her to head up a high visibility initiative. One conversation. That's how momentum starts. And going back to Taylor Swift, over 2 years, she performed 149 shows in over 50 cities across 5 continents. She kept showing up, and the momentum kept building. You don't need to fill stadiums, but you can make one conversation every week happen. Put it in your calendar before someone else fills that time for you. Move number 4, transfer. Convert visibility into advocacy. Here's the truth about promotions that nobody tells you. The decision gets made in conversations you're not part of. So the question that matters is, Who speaks for you when you're not there? Keep this in mind. Mentors talk to you, sponsors talk about you. And the research backs this up. McKinsey and Lean In's 2025 Women in the Workplace study found that employees with a sponsor, a senior leader who actively advocates for them, were promoted at nearly twice the rate of those without one. Ursula Burns started as an intern at Xerox. She became CEO. And she often talked about how senior leaders didn't just guide her, they advocated for her. They championed her for high-profile opportunities. They opened doors. She said, dreams do come true, but not without the help of others. If Burns had relied only on competence and working hard, she might have stalled in middle management. Notice how the 4 T's build on each other. You translate, deliver it to the right targets, build traction week after week, and that's what transfers into advocacy. That's when they say your name in conversations you'll never hear about. Your action this month: give one senior leader a reason to advocate for you. One crisp outcome story they can retell in a single sentence. And you don't have to build it from scratch. Here's what I want to leave you with. Strategic visibility isn't performing or pretending. It's acting in alignment with the perception you want to create. Every week, ask yourself, did I communicate like the leader I aspire to be, or the role I'm currently in? Because future-focused leaders get noticed, task-focused leaders stay buried in the weeds. And if part of you still resists this, if visibility still feels like bragging, consider this. If you stay the best-kept secret in your company, you're not being humble. You're withholding your leadership and your impact. So yes, visibility is about you, your judgment, your track record, your contributions to strategic growth, your seat at the table. Because the impact you're capable of at the next level can't happen if no one knows you're ready. And if you want to put this into practice, download the free Strategic Visibility Quick Reference Guide. All 4 T's, the weekly questions, outcome language sentence starters, the outcome story template. The link is in the description. And if you haven't watched How Top Leaders Get Their Time Back yet, watch it next. It'll support you in making the 4 moves habitual. I work with senior leaders privately through one-to-one executive coaching and through my Bliss Accelerator, my 24-week career and leadership accelerator for high-achieving women preparing for their next level of executive leadership. Before you go, I'd love to know, which of the 4 T's have you been avoiding, and which one will you start this week? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. And as we wrap up, click the subscribe button so I can offer you more free content. I'm Stephanie Hessler, and I'll see you in the next video.